You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. David Weiss sent this tip to me over the weekend, and I wanted to get it out to you as soon as I could while Hurricane Dorian is still relevant. But as you'll hear, this tip doesn't just apply to this hurricane.
Good morning, sales success community. David Weiss coming at you here with a tip of the day. So, as many of you know, there's a very large hurricane coming towards the coast of Florida right now called Dorian. And I am working through a few other partners of mine at ADP on a opportunity that we've been working for quite some time, and they happen to be located in Florida. So last week, a colleague of mine came to me and said, David, I know you're speaking to them later today. I've got a great idea of how we can close this opportunity on your call. And I said, hey, man, I'm all ears. I think we're pretty close, but what do you got? And he says to me, let's tell them that the hurricane's coming and that they need to sign with us now because the hurricane's coming. And if they don't sign with us now, they may be delayed for, a couple days or even a couple weeks, and that would mess up their timelines. And we can, get working on everything behind the scenes while they're repairing their business. So I thought about this for a second, and I replied back. I said, look, there's not a hurricane close technique. I'm going to have a conversation with them, and we're going to, see where their business is at in their decision process, and we'll go from there. So I get on the phone with the client, and I start talking to her, and the conversation, of course, with the hurricane comes up and how she's doing and how their associates are doing and things like that. And she says, David, I was going to cancel this call, but I wanted to talk to someone that wasn't going to talk to me about the hurricane. And I start laughing, and she's like, if I had done a shot of tequila for every single time someone said Dorian to me today, I would have been asleep by about 9 a.m. And she's like, I currently have over 1,000 emails in my inbox, no joke, and probably 800 to 900 of them are about my associates being worried about Dorian. And I say to her, tons of empathy. Hey, appreciate you taking the call. Really understand where you guys are at. And we just kind of had a really empathetic, good conversation. And it ended with her making a couple tweaks to our agreement and asking me to revise it so I could send it to her. So she'd get it over to her legal team, and her legal team would start reviewing it. And we left the call with me saying to her, hey, look, normally I would, during this part of the call, I'd just be asking for basic timelines that we both agreed to, so we're on the same page with what things look like moving forward. But I'm not going to do that to you. Instead, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I want you just to go and get your mind right, help your business, help your associates, because I really feel for all the stress you're under and everything that's, up in the air right now. It's kind of chaotic. And she's like, David, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I took the call today because I needed a break. This was a really great conversation. I'll let you know kind of how things play out over the next week. Perfect. So we leave the call, and this kind of comes to the point of the conversation if you all haven't gotten it already. We weren't at, the final close step. Her legal team hadn't even reviewed it. And if I had put pressure on it to sign it today, this person probably just couldn't. It would have been the wrong timing. She probably could have handled it. She's a professional, but mentally speaking, her head was not in I need to sign a contract with a vendor. I need to protect my associates, and I need to be there for my associates for, their houses potentially no longer being there in a week or two. So I shifted towards this part, and, what I want people to take away is there's no magic bullet. There's no such thing as the hurricane close. Unless you're selling products and solutions for hurricane management, like batteries and water or sandbags or something along those lines. Don't try and use, disasters or, some other, major negative events that are happening to your clients to try and get them to do business with you. Have empathy, have understanding, put yourself in their shoes and know where they're at in their journey, and be really honest with yourself. Is it deal closing today? Or, are we really there in the process? And if we're not, let the process play out organically, but putting milestones in place that help you kind of get to where you need as far as, you want to be allowed by the state. We're here today. Here are the steps that need to take place between now and then. But be empathetic that things are going to come up. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you have a great week, and hopefully this was helpful. And I'll come back with more tips in the future. Thanks, guys.
For more about David Weiss, who will be one of the presenters at the Sales Success Summit next month, just click over to dailysales.tips/228. Then be sure to give a listen tomorrow for the latest installment of Jeff Bajorik's You Don't Have a Closing Problem series. Thanks for listening.